Well, the Battle of I-75 goes to the Bowling Green Falcons as we welcome in Michael Burwell from the Toledo Blade. And Michael, I think perhaps this is the first time all year we can say the Falcons played a four-quarter game.
Yeah, absolutely. Just outstanding in all three phases. The offense was clicking, both in the run game and the passing game. 200-plus rushing yards, the most since their season opening win over Fordham. Connor Bazelak was efficient, not huge numbers, but just controlled the game really well offensively. Huge plays defensively. I mean, Jordan Oladokun with a pick six late in the second quarter when Toledo was gaining a ton of momentum. Looked like they were on the verge of taking the lead before halftime. That was an absolute game changer. Special teams was even good. A couple field goals by Zach Long, a 47-yarder in there as well. A lot of touchbacks. Just a absolutely complete game. And I mean, for the second straight year to score 28 points in the first half against Toledo is remarkable. But the biggest thing is BG didn't lose that lead in the fourth quarter. They not only had, they extended the lead. Had, I think, 10 points in the fourth. Just the finish that they needed. Against Akron, when they won, they gave up a lot of points in the fourth quarter to the Zips, still won the game, but just to close it out was big. This was definitely their most complete game of the season, and it came at the absolute perfect time.
When it comes to rivalry games, there's almost two schools of thoughts. You have some coaches who will say, we're going to prepare for this game like we prepare for all games because every game is important. There's other coaches that say, no, we prepare for this one game all season long. Scott Loeffler's in that all season long category, and they're even putting in plays Friday night for this game on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. And yeah, Loeffler mentioned, we're putting in plays Friday afternoon and everything. And they're prepared enough that they're ready to go. And you have such a veteran quarterback in Connor Bazelak, and a lot of these guys on offense. They're 3, 4, third year, fourth year, fifth year seniors, juniors. They've played a ton of football. You can do stuff like that. You got a veteran team, and why not add some plays late? Really throw, mix things up. And the play calling was so good for BG. Just so many, especially the run game, so many misdirections, jet sweeps, power plays up the middle. BG, you didn't know where BG was going to go with the ball in the run game because they had so many different options. So just a really good job of just mixing things up. Not too many deep shots down the field, but enough to keep the defense honest. And then that really opened things up in the run game. And then a lot of shovel passes as well that were effective. So just a very, very well executed offensive game plan.
And that run game was particularly important in the fourth quarter because if you just think back a year ago, the way Toledo was able to rally in the second half, it was set up to do that again, but Bowling Green kept the ball away from the Rockets and really were able to control everything in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, they sure did. Some great defensive stands. Jordan Oladokun had another pick in the fourth quarter, which was key, and a couple really nice drives in the fourth. Wide receiver Raheem Smith scores on an end around from 19 yards out to really put the game away, and that's when I think it was about 5 minutes left, and that's when BG's fans could feel it. A lot of the Toledo fans have left the Glass Bowl, especially after that play, and BG's fans are just getting started with the celebration. So just really, it was just it was interesting to watch just how many different players, even Connor Bazelak, who is, had battled a little injury a couple games ago. He had some nice carries and runs as well. Just no turnovers as well. Just an outstanding and very efficient game.
And now MACtion comes for Bowling Green as the Falcons off this weekend. They're back in action on Tuesday, traveling to Central Michigan. And you talk about having a week off, and it's not really a week off, but it's kind of a week off. I almost want to say that having a 10-day period is the perfect time to come down from a rivalry win, but keep that momentum going and not having that full 2 weeks off between games.
Right, absolutely. Because you got to be ready to go like right away next week, basically. So I know BG definitely enjoyed it that night. I think they had the next day off, but the way Scott Loeffler said it in the post-game presser, you can't dwell on this. This is the hardest thing to follow up is an emotional win over a huge rival like this. And BG, over the years has obviously had some ups and downs after big wins, but this, they need to come out just as intense, just as fired up next week, just as they did against Toledo.
And It's against Central Michigan, who, let's face it, has struggled this season. Only one win in the MAC. That was against Ball State. So the chips are a little bit down. They've had plenty of turmoil as well. So this is almost a trap game for Bowling Green.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely can be, and a couple big ones, down the stretch. I know Miami, Ohio is lurking in that regular season finale, which could have huge league title implications. So yeah, the game's on the road, which BG plays better on the road. I mean, it's just, I mean, they do, like in huge environments. They've really kind of embraced that aspect, and obviously Saturday against Toledo in the Glass Bowl. I mean, they just really dominated. So I think Leffler's going to have his team ready to go next week. I mean, they just can't avoid a letdown. And honestly, you can't avoid another loss in the MAC if you want to make it to the league title game.
Yeah, that's right. It's certainly with the road game's chance to insulate yourself and really be able to focus on the task at hand. As Mid-American Conference wide open right now, Western Michigan, the only undefeated team in the league. Whole lot of teams with one loss, including Bowling Green. Certainly can't afford to trip up in Mount Pleasant. I want to thank our guest, Michael Burwell from the Toledo Blade, for joining us and helping us get through this up and down Falcon season.